Hello everybody, this is House Gaming and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Dragon Age Origins Awakening. And as you may notice, there is a difference in our roster. So I went back into the epilogue on the fandom site to make sure I didn't miss anything, and it turns out I misread something and I missed something else. So, with Sigrun's dialogue, that only happens if you go back to save Vigil's Keep instead of saving Amaranthine. Missed that. Also, there is a major bug. If you don't take Nathaniel with you to the final battle, and you import your save into Dragon Age 2, which I plan to cover eventually, the game will act as though he died, whether he survived or not. So, in order to prevent that, you kinda have to bring him with you. Anyways, I basically had to reload and then fight my way all the way back here, though granted I did use console commands to get back here quicker. Crap, missing a crystal. Oh, also there's nothing all that interesting on Utha. Oh, perfect.
Yes.
Alright, that got us Tower of Trauma. All that's left is the Tower of Healing. Okay, now this does mean we do have a lot more poultices to work with, but doesn't bother me. Yeah, more Childers. A lot more Childers. Anyways, beyond the changing to Nathaniel and having a lot more poultices to work with, it's not a big difference. Everything else is the same, including all decisions, etc., etc. Obviously, the Architect is dead. Also, I picked Shadow Form, again, because it's actually pretty good for backstab builds, which is what I've got. Greenstone, don't care. Stamina Drought, don't care. And that one just exploded, also don't care. Investments of Ephemeral? And just some gold on that one, because I'm keeping a lookout for those crystals. For the towers. Yay, an armored ogre and adult Childers. Just what I needed. Alright, take out the weaklings first. Then focus on the big guy. And try to make sure that my archers, my squishy archers, don't die first. You gonna heal up there, man? There you go. Probably should have actually moved to attack and stun him first, but oh well. And once more, Shadow Form glitches out the death animations.
Yes.
Nope. Nope. And no, but I'll take the topaz. Maybe in here? Yes. Alright, more enemies, more Childers. I imagine the bulk of what we're going to be dealing with is going to be Childers, just because we are deep into the Mother's domain. Alright, get off of them. Yeah, resisted. And now it's on top of me. Alana, you are not a warrior, you're not a tank. Stay back. Idiot. Boy, what a lovely camera angle. Just it. Oh, come on. Great. Yeah, no point. No way Nathaniel can take them all down. I'll be back. Okay, took care of all of them. No extra crystals that I'm seeing so far beyond the one from that one flesh pod. Ooh, here's one. Let's see. No. No. No, there's another. We just need one more. Please be on one of these enemies, because I don't want to have to go back searching. I'm pretty sure I hit up every container I could, so it's gotta be on an enemy. Unless there's one I missed on the way down. Possibly. Because that's a scene transition there, where we're headed. No, that's a metal shard I already declined.
Going.
Toxin extract. Wasn't on the heretic disciple. I'll be right back as soon as I find it. Okay, found it. It was in a flesh pod that was in the same room as the fight with the architect that I somehow missed. Okay, let's get this in place, get the last spell, and if I had to guess, I'd say we're off to confront the mother herself. The nest. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to censor her this time, and you'll see why I did the previous times. Alright, that's all the spells we can get. I mean, beyond the one for allying with the architect, which is just a terrible idea, considering how the darkspawn just spread disease and death just by existing. Yeah, there she is. The mother. Now you see why I did.
If it isn't the hero of the hour, the slayer of the mighty father, come to claim a reward. Oh, what a delicious day.
This is the mother, surely. A disgusting thing of evil and hate.
What is that?
Creators preserve us. I have never seen such foulness.
Am I not beautiful? Has the Grey Warden come now to slay the mother too? Will she join the father in oblivion?
Oh, you're very perceptive. Now die.
Then the silence ends here. Perhaps we will hear the song again when we die. Oh, let it come. Let it come.
Hey, you want it so badly. Oh, God. You want it so badly, let us kill you. Let's see. Can blast a single target with fire. Let's see. Stunning all creatures in an area. I'll save that for an emergency. Same thing with the Tower of Healing. But the Tower of Flame. Damn it, she resisted. Focus the mother. And of course, she's low on health. Ugh. Self. Health. Below 50%. Use least powerful because you're a squishy mage and you don't have much health to begin with. Oh yeah, I don't think I ever used Flicker. Doesn't seem to have done much. Oh boy. Okay, that's BS. Alright, reload, I'll be back. Okay, let's try it again, but save the Tower of Flame. Or perhaps when the tentacles are too numerous to deal with. Like right now. Yeah, fine. Let's focus on taking out the tentacles so that everybody can focus. As soon as I can get up. Get off of him. No, I don't want to search the body. Okay, let's try Tower of Healing. It's the only healing spell I got. And that takes care of the tentacle. Childer's Grub. Ugh. Stop summoning those children of yours. Stop knocking me away. There, now focus the mother. No, you don't. Yes, yes, keep stunning her. Oh yeah, more Childer grubs. Alright. Come on, she's almost dead. Finally. Ooh, right in the mouth. Alright then, it's done. After the deaths of both the Architect and the Mother, nearly all remaining darkspawn fled back into the Deep Roads. The raids on Amaranthine came to an abrupt end. Although some of the Architect's disciples likely escaped into the Deep Roads with the rest of their brethren, they have, so far, shown no inclination towards vengeance against the Grey Wardens who killed their savior. Yet the Deep Roads remain plagued by the Darkspawn, and it seems certain that in time another blight will begin. The danger may have passed for now, but the cycle of the old gods continues. Word of the Grey Warden's heroic salvation of Amaranthine spread like wildfire. When the magnitude of the losses at Vigil's Keep came to light, sympathy drove generous donations from all over Ferelden into the region's coffers. Amaranthine was restored to her former glory within a year, Vigil's Keep in 5. Because of the Warden's support for law and order in Amaranthine, Constable Aiden and his men were able to distribute the smugglers' goods to the battered survivors in the grueling days that followed the Darkspawn defeat. The Darkspawn messenger, set free after joining the Wardens in the Battle of Amaranthine, struck out on his own. The city soon abuzz with stories of a cloaked but lisping figure who aided travelers in danger. At the same time, reports of isolated cases of the Darkspawn disease emerged. No one connected the two. Although the war devastated many farms in the Arling, all agreed the loss would have been greater without the soldiers for protection. The farm holders developed a certain reverence for the Warden Commander, as well as an ongoing reliance on the Grey Wardens for order and protection. Vigil's Keep stood alone against the horde of Darkspawn. The Mother's forces outnumbered the Vigil's defenders many times over. But the sturdy dwarven walls proved impervious to any boulder an ogre could throw. The Vigil soldiers, clad in silverite, each felled a dozen Darkspawn before they died. Vigil held one night, then 2, then a week, and eventually the attacking horde broke upon her walls. The keep developed an almost mythic reputation, the few survivors immortalized in song and legend. Peace allowed the Wardens to replenish their numbers. Soon, Vigil's Keep bore a capable army with Wardens at its core. From their ranks emerged new heroes to challenge threats to Amaranthine and all of Ferelden. Through taxes and levies, the Vigil was rebuilt. Years later, Voldric Glavonak stood on the battlements and pronounced that the defenses were acceptable. He would never speak more highly of any human engineering. Dark whispers of conspiracy against the Wardens fell silent after a rash of accidents and disappearances culminated in the apparent suicide of Ban Esmerel. The nobles of Amaranthine remained dutiful. Some even suggest they were cowed into submission. Among the many legends that the Vigil spawned was one of the great heroes of the next age, a sheep herder turned soldier by the name of Sir Alec the Valiant, who eventually founded an order of knights that lasted 1,000 years. The commander's blade, Vigilance, technically Justice's, crafted from the bones of an ancient dragon, was boldly stolen by Antivan crows. The blade changed hands many times thereafter, with some master swordsmen pursuing the weapon their entire lives. Some claim that this legendary blade had a life of its own, and that its power is steadily growing. Dworkin Glavonak further refined his lyrium sand explosives, but left the Warden's employ after Kunari mercenaries tried to assassinate him. Although the dwarven bombardier took his secrets with him, the learned say he left clues for others to follow in his footsteps. The Vigil soldiers, wearing the distinctive silverite armor that Master Wade crafted, came to be known as the Silver Order. Under the tutelage of the Wardens, the Silver Order developed into one of Ferelden's most revered military forces, a lasting memory of the Vigil's famous commander. With Valana and the Architect gone from the region, the Pilgrim's Path began to see traffic again. The massacre of the militiamen and the merchants, however, led to hostilities between the neighboring human settlements and any Dalish clans that passed by. One human villager soon kidnapped and murdered a Dalish child. The clans reacted by giving the Wending Wood a wide berth, but both sides know that at some point the elves will return for revenge. A few years after Calharol was emptied of Darkspawn, Orzammar began sending expeditions to rediscover the knowledge of smithing that had been lost within the Tig. Eventually, House Helmi decided that Calharol was too important to be abandoned. At a tremendous cost of dwarven lives, they cleared the tunnels leading to Calharol of all Darkspawn, making the road between Orzammar and the fortress safe again. Calharal was reclaimed for Orzammar once and for all. As promised, Voldric and Dworkin presented Orzammar's Shaperate with the stone marker that told of how Calharal's Castless had taken up arms against the Darkspawn. The commander of the Grey was invited to Orzammar as a guest of honor at a feast commemorating the defenders of Calharal. The Shaper read the names of the Castless off the marker, then presided over a ceremony to return them to the stone, as befitted warriors of their stature. In time, the Arling began to forget the tales of apparitions in the Black Marsh, and ever so slowly, settlers drifted into the region. Scholars said the veil was still thin, and thus the area was still dangerous. But the people only cared that there were no longer frightened whispers in the shadows. The village was slowly rebuilt. Twice the Baroness's mansion was rebuilt and occupied, once by a wealthy merchant and another time by an Orlesian mage. Both died mysteriously. Afterwards, the mansion was torn down completely and the site left untouched. The survivors of the siege at Vigil's Keep hailed Anders and his magic for holding back hundreds of the assaulting Darkspawn. In the ensuing victory celebration, the men dragged the mage to the fire to engage him in a drinking contest. Anders lost. Anders remained with the Grey Wardens a few years longer, training the Order's next generation of mages. But when the Circle Tower called on him to deliver a lecture on the nature of the Architect, much to the Templars' dismay, Anders told the commander of the Grey that his time with the Wardens was over. And yet, not 2 months later, Anders returned to the Order. Even after the Wardens were his home, ever after, the Wardens were his home and his lasting companions, until Dragon Age 2. Valana never saw her clan again, but neither did she forsake her Dalish culture, nor her sharp tongue, nor her quick temper. After several years in the Grey Wardens, Valana disappeared one day. Most surmised that she left for the Deep Roads to resume the search for her sister, but no one knows for sure. Over the next years, Nathaniel dedicated himself to the Order and to clearing the blemishes on his family's name. After saving Terran Fergus Kuzlin from a bandit attack, a portion of Amaranthine was returned to the house. Nathaniel passed the holding to Delilah's son, and when a new castle was eventually built there, a statue of Nathaniel was erected in its courtyard. Once the Darkspawn threat was ended, Justice left the Grey Wardens to pursue other injustices. Years later, he appeared on the doorstep of Kristoff's widow and, smiling, simply dropped dead. Aura finally had a body to mourn. If the spirit itself remains alive, it has not shown itself. Until Dragon Age 2. It was Sigrun who led the charge against the Darkspawn when Vigil's Keep was attacked. Once again, she had an army behind her, and once again they fought Darkspawn with no hope of survival. This time, Sigrun did not flee. At Vigil's Keep, Oghren rallied a last-minute defense of the gate, taking on 2 ogres simultaneously to allow others time to regain the courtyard. He eventually passed out from blood loss, and when he awoke weeks later, nobody was more surprised than he to discover he had been credited as a hero. Oghren continued to regale young Warden recruits with his tales of his prowess in both battle and bed. His drinking games prompted at least one recruit to declare that she'd rather reattempt the joining than lift another mug. At the Warden Commander's urging, Oghren took a more active role in his child's life. He visited Felsi often and wrote letters, which the Warden Commander graciously proofread, nearly every week. As for the savior of Ferelden, she did not remain as commander of the Grey for long. Darkspawn were no longer a real concern, the blight well and truly over. It was time for her to move on. Some claimed the commander reunited with the red-haired bard known as Leliana, and that they adventured together still. The pair were spotted in Denerim a year after the blight's end. No matter the truth, the commander never did return to Vigil's Keep. And with that, we have finished Dragon Age Origins Awakening. There is, however, one more story for us to tell, one final DLC to get through, and I will be getting to that. Can I speed this? No, I can only skip it. Not this episode, because this has gone on long enough, and it's only about 5 minutes left with all that. But I think you know what that story is. No, it's not the What Lies Beneath, or Golans of Amgarak, but something else, or the Darkspawn Chronicles. I'm not doing that again, or Leliana's Song. I've already shown that one. And looking at the list, you can probably guess what it is by process of elimination. But that's for the next episode. So, If you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content, don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notifications for when I upload, and please leave a comment down below this video. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.